Okay, so you're here. When you make this turn, you got part of the power is also this really good flatness against the floor. Like if you turn and you try to generate a lot of power and you haven't really let your stance sort of settle and kind of get flat, you're going to kind of see like you're going to have a lot of snap in your movement, but it's not going to be solid because it's going to wobble. Your base is weak. You understand what I'm saying? You know, your base can be weak. You can have a really strong stance and still have a weak base because you haven't let the weight sort of fall on all the undersurfaces. That's different. Okay, so like right now I'm holding my stance tight, but it's not strong. I can feel internally it's not strong at all. But if I sort of do this with my body, like just flatten it, now it feels connected. Now the trick is how do you get that feeling connected right at the instant of your turn and not have to sort of like relax into it. It wants to be there right away. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if people that don't do it so well, you'll see the feet move a lot and you'll see them they'll be generating a lot of power up here, but it won't have that groundedness feeling. That groundedness is almost a function of letting your foot relax against the floor. Letting all the weight of your stance be sort of on the undersurfaces. Like all my weight is now like flattening. And then the effort then would be to try to get that, like right when you turn, you got that, like this hip going in, snapping back, is like also going down, down, down.
Oh.
Like down. Okay, give that a try here. Essentially here, and you come down, and then up like that, and then stepping in. So, in a more practical sense, he's going to make my getting, and you're going to let that. That's this. Okay. So now we won't do this to your partner in the class, but the step forward with the right foot in the forearm lock is going to be this sort of a sweep. Okay. Now I wouldn't normally keep my arm back. I would actually my arm would be moving in, just like when you step with this foot. Your arm is sort of coming in with your foot, but I'm not going to throw Dan. You can't really do it halfway, because as I'm stepping, I would be throwing at the same time. So I'm basically catching his leg, and this is going in when this is going in, like that. Catch his leg, like that. It will much more fluidly go into these shapes. Okay. For instance, so you're deviating from the angle a little bit as he makes his front kick. And what you want to do is you want to get this arm on that far side of your body. So this sort of like very relaxed feeling of getting your arm over there is important for the techniques to be successful. If your body is too stiff, you could get hit, you could run into your arm. So you want to be really loose so that this is, as he goes to kick, this is like, you see that? I'm getting this really tight to my body. So it's in its softness, it's able to do that. If it's stiff, you can just see, right? You're going to be hitting stuff more often if you don't do that. So yeah, I'm shifting, but I'm also getting my arm like really tight to my body, like that. So it successfully makes the catch. Okay, and then again, the takedown is just that feeling. So I'm pushing his leg up, kicking that leg, and moving in all at the same time. So all of those components make the takedown, not just the kicking their leg part. Okay? So you're going to try one. But stay really loose with your body. This is going to be like up, down, up, down. Kind of like a little bit like a loop. Like up, down. Maybe make a little bit of this characteristic so it's not 1, 2, but you're going to, once you get this momentum going, you're going to let it ride right into the kick. Look at, if I just pick my knee up, I stop it. Then I push. I'm making 2 movements. My kinetic energy is halted, and then I have to regenerate that. But if you make it in 1 movement, almost like a loop, still peeking up through your arm here, but you can see this is doing this, then the pulling up is part of the pushing out. See what I'm saying? Right. So try not to make it 1, 2, but make it walk. Round off those edges a little bit. Okay, let's go slow. Like you're here. It's like That's the last inflection of that movement. I go, I'm kind of drawing all of this like a web back to my center. So when you do this movement, it's like underneath the arm pressure makes it work. Whether that foot in front or the other foot in front, it's really connecting to my center that's creating that inflection to his center. You see? So don't make it a muscular thing. Make it a connecting to your center thing. From under the arm. Right?